This is Tim Brewer again, as Methodist pastor and serving at Bend in Lomita, Texas, the two small churches in the rural area of Central Texas. We're presenting great themes of the Bible. My idea is that anybody who's new with the Bible needs to have some kind of orientation to get some idea of what's in it before they start. So that they can know the landscape that they're in and have an easier time understanding it. Today we're going to talk about sin. Now, sin is not doing something wrong. It's being separate from God. It's being divided from our neighbors. The story is told about Adam and Eve. Now, this is something was probably told around a campfire. Late one night out in the field taking care of the sheep, and one of the children asked, why isn't everything perfect? Why do bad things happen? And so the father says, let me tell you a story about great-great-grandmother Eve and great-great-grandfather Adam. And he told a story about the human beings created in community with God who wanted to be like God. They ate of the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil because they wanted to know the same things God is. The same thing we always have is that we want to be in control. We want to know what's going to happen. We want to know everything and not to be surprised by anything. We want to be in charge. And so Adam and Eve both wanted to be in charge, and so they took the things into their own hand and disobeyed God. The punishment was that they were set out of the garden, not because God didn't want them around anymore, but because they rebelled against God and they had created a division that would have to be healed over time. And so God cast them out of the garden. Now, later on, they had the Ten Commandments. That's what we think of. Sin is somebody who breaks the Ten Commandments. But the Ten Commandments are the minimum requirements for living together. God created a system where we had to get along with each other and had to learn how to trust each other. And so there were minimum standards set up. But God is always trying to pursue us to try to bridge that gap. He did throughout the Old Testament and the New Testament. He sent Jesus to come to show us the way back home. God's always seeking us to overcome the divisions that we have between ourselves, which we all see, and the division between us and God, because God wants us to be in a loving relationship. I think that's why God created us, because he wanted to be in community. He wanted to be in loving relationship with people. So sin is a separation from God. It creates a division. It's part of our self-centeredness that we're born with and that we needed to overcome all during our life. And God helps us to do that.